What's going on, y'all? Your boys is back. The team is back. We're back pandemic style. It's myself, Jay Chris, and my partner in crime, R. Dot Hunter, with the sweet Blue Demons athletics hat on. We'll talk about
Of-
that in a minute.
Officially socially distanced.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely socially distanced out here. You're in a state in which Joe Biden won. I'm in a state that is still being determined as we speak at
Look
the
like
time of this
look
recording.
look like he gonna win it.
It looks like, but he's still down a couple 100,000. So, I'm
Nah, it's at 52,000 right now. 52,000.
That's why you know what? I'm not great at math. So when I looked at it, I was like, ooh, 500,000. And I was like, no, that's not 100,000. That's 50,000. And that still came out a couple 100,000. So you know
Hey,
where my mind has been.
right. You've been all over the place a little bit, but you've been busy, man.
We both been busy, man. So first of all, let me just say welcome back to Intelligent Ignorance here on New Twist Radio. This is the New Twist Radio YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you know what's going on. We got a lot of things going on the YouTube channel, so you
Yeah.
definitely don't want to miss these things. Of course, you can text us at 215-486-0335. That's the number to reach us if you want to express your opinions on some of the things that we'll be talking about today. We're not going to keep you long. We know that everybody's glued into the election and other things. Maybe not glued into that by this time, but I am. I've had my computer on CNN for the last since it started. But like I said, 215-486-0335 is the number to hit us up and let us know giveaways and all types of things happen on that text line. So you don't want to miss that. You definitely want to be a part of that. So with that being said, it's been a while since our last show.
Word.
Over a year. It's probably been a year and a half since our last show. But we've always told the people, we'll be back. We will be back.
And they've been asking.
Absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of people have been asking, when y'all coming back, when y'all doing the show, when y'all doing this, that, and the third. Here we are. We are back. I've said it on the show. I've said it on other shows. I said it to people that actually ask me about doing shows. It's very hard when you have people that have their own lives. Everybody has their own lives to consistently be able to do something like this on a consistent basis. It's just very difficult.
Right.
And that kind of leads us into what each of us has been doing for the last year and a half. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot. I mean, a lot of it we know about it, you and I.
Right.
But the people may not know about it. So let's start talking about that. Let's start talking about what we've been up to for the last year and a half.
Man, well, one thing has been Blue Demon Athletics, and that's been a major part for both of us in the last
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. I mean, it's been.
Has it been 2 years since we did?
No, it'll be 2 years in May officially. It'll be 2 years in May.
Okay.
But I mean, we're at a year and a half right now, and we've done some pretty amazing things. We initially launched the baseball team, the adult baseball team. We were part of the MSBL league when we initially launched. 2020, we officially launched our own league, the Michael K. Ingram II Baseball League, affiliated with the National Adult Baseball Association. So that's been major, keeping Mike's memory alive, keeping Miz's memory alive, and just playing the game that we love. It's been so much fun. And then, we worked with the Wilmington Blue Rocks. We helped with the Judy Johnson baseball camp down at Frawley Stadium. Big shout out to Tyler Hill of the Wilmington Blue Rocks. I'm trying to think of it.
For the people that may not know, explain who the Wilmington Blue Rocks are.
Oh man, Wilmington.
So they know that we're
right. The Wilmington Blue Rocks are the minor league affiliate of the Kansas City Royals. They play here in Wilmington, Delaware, out of Judy Johnson Field at Frawley Stadium. Obviously, people who know me personally know the connection to me and the stadium, but it is what it is. My great uncle Judy Johnson, huge statue outside the stadium. The field is named after him. He is Delaware's only Major League Hall of Famer as a player.
Wow.
So that's major. The game runs through me. It's been a part of my life forever.
And let me tell you how God works. I've told you this, but I want to tell the people. Let me tell
Yeah.
y'all how God works. R. Dot and myself met miles and miles from here, a couple hundred miles away. I don't even know. It's not a couple hundred miles actually, but it's miles from here.
It's
2.5
good.
hours. It's 2.5 hours away.
It's a nice little drive
on the campus of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Now he just spoke about we played baseball together,
right?
And we were roommates for a summer. He just spoke about his great uncle Judy Johnson, who is a Hall of Famer. He played in the Negro Leagues.
Yes.
The team he played, one of the teams he played for,
played
in my hometown. And my uncle, God rest his soul, my uncle Ray used to talk about, the Negro Leagues and this team all the time. And lo and behold, here I am linking up with this guy whose great uncle played for the team that my great uncle used to always tell me about. So, just look at that. Just look at that, man. And I used to get my hair cut over there where the field used to be. It's it's a shopping center now, but I told you that I'm going to take a picture of the historical plaque and send you that picture. So you can see that. I'm definitely going to do that. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow.
I need that. And I said huge thanks to Tyler Hill of the Wilmington Blue Rocks, and an extremely huge thank you to Chris Fullman, who invited me onto that project. Chris Fullman of Ramsey Studios in Wilmington. Chris has been doing a lot in the city, especially with the youth and baseball, and especially with the arts and music. So I say a huge thanks to Chris for keeping me involved in that process. I can't wait to do it again. And then also we're in the process for 2021, and I won't talk too much on it, but we're in the process of launching a youth baseball league in Newcastle, Delaware. I'm blessed to be a part of this. And it's something that, grew in for me when I started at 6. And honestly, I'd never thought, when I was 6, I didn't think I was going to be a baseball player, let alone grow to be a Division I college athlete, then go on to play and help coach younger generations and teach them the game, and now be able to bring this all back full circle and start a league right in the community where I grew up at, never thinking I was going to play baseball.
Amazing stuff that you're doing there, man. Kudos to you. Continue doing the good work that you're doing. It almost sounds like it's the end of an interview, but it's not. We're actually just starting off. We're just starting off the beginning of the show. Intelligent Ignorance is back.
Right.
Welcome back to the show. All of our lovely audience members, all of our viewers and listeners. They're listeners. They were listeners, not our viewers.
And we started with the podcast. Yeah. Hey, what's that sweatshirt you got on, Jay?
So
shameless plug.
The sweatshirt, if you don't know, okay. I go. See, New Twist Radio. Okay, New Twist Radio hoodie. Get them at Tees with Attitude. That's TWATees.com.
Yes, sir.
I got a few. I actually got to order some more, and because I lost one. I don't know what happened to one of my. I have no idea what happened to one of my hoodies. I've been looking for it for the past few months since the pandemic started, really, and I have no idea what I did with it. I think I have an idea.
You got. Somebody got you.
Somebody probably did get me, but I do have an idea. I'm going to look in one more place. And if it's not there, I'm gonna just have to order another one of that same color. But definitely check it out, TWATees.com, Tees with Attitude, and get your New Twist Radio gear from there, and use promo code New Twist, all one word, NEWTWIST.
Let them know they can get that discount.
Absolutely. Real quick, I know you didn't ask, but I'm going to real quick run through some of the things that I've been doing. I worked for.
I was just about to ask you.
I know, but I just wanted to make it sound. I just wanted the pity vote. You
sound like.
I wasn't even going to say it. So, I worked for a couple different. I've been working for a couple different organizations, baseball organizations, coaching wise, for actually two different one last summer, one this summer, into the fall. Shout out to them. Been doing good work over there. Looking forward to getting back to it next year. But I've been working on creating a multimedia company that is going to be more than just podcast, more than just radio, more than just video. There's a lot of things going on. I look forward to having a newsletter come out very, very soon. We've been in the works with that, been discussing that. So there's quite a few. I can't really even mention, like, I can't remember some of the stuff. Like, after the show's over, I'm gonna say, yeah,
why didn't we talk about this? Why didn't we?
But I don't. Okay, go ahead.
And I don't want to cut you off. I hate doing that. We communicate so much better, but we've had a long layoff, so we forget so many things. But I definitely want to give a shout out to Pictured by LJ.
Oh, so, shout out to LJ.
Yes, shout out to LJ. We're cleaning up a production that I was just in called Strangers. It'll be releasing very, very soon. Please go out and follow Picture by LJ on Instagram, and also LJ Pictures with a Z, not with the S, with a Z. LJ Pictures with a Z. Make sure you follow on Instagram. I am also blessed enough to have written, and I will be directing another production that we have upcoming soon. I'm not going to give too much detail on it because I would talk forever and I would spill all the beans, and I don't want to do that right now. But I wrote the production. I am co-directing it with LJ, Loren Johnson, and she is amazing with her cinematography. So it is going to be something to pay attention to. I just can't wait for it to drop. I'm super excited about it. I don't even want to say the name of it because it's going to spark me to talk so much more about it. And
that's what happens when you're excited about a project.
We also have some, and I got to release that footage. I'm going to release that behind the scenes footage that you were in, because you came down and participated.
I want to shoot that whole thing all over again. I want to do it all over again.
So we're actually, we're going to reopen that project, and we're going to be shooting some of those scenes all over again. So, well, actually, let me see. I'm talking too much. LJ, we got to get you on soon because I want you to talk about some of these projects and what we got coming up. I hate giving too much away for other people's projects and ventures. I'm just associated with it. I'm blessed to be associated with such amazingly talented people. Before I even talk about anybody else, Jay, the people on the screen can see some things right above where we are. Tell them about how they can find us, man.
Okay, so if you missed any part of the show, you can always catch us on the YouTube, the New Twist Radio YouTube channel. That's New Twist Radio, just spelled just same way it sounds. You can also catch us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, Deezer. We're working on Amazon. We might actually be on Amazon Podcast now, so working on a lot of different things there. So definitely. Oh, and also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at New Twist Radio, and YouTube at New Twist Radio.
Everywhere.
So we got a lot of things that we're trying to make happen. So without further ado, I guess let's get into some of the things that we want to talk about today. Because one of the big elephant in the room right now is the presidential election. As of right now, we're looking at Joe Biden holding a 253 to 213 lead over the incumbent Donald Trump, depending on what news outlet you're looking at. So if you Google it right now, it would say that Biden has a 263 to 213 because I believe they've
already awarded Nevada online.
Was it Nevada or Arizona?
Whichever one has that.
One 10. Of those two. But they did that election night.
Yeah.
Which is why the president was so mad.
It was Arizona because Fox News did it too.
And that state is getting the lead is narrowing for Joe Biden, is getting tighter by a minute. By a minute. But it's been interesting. Like I've told people that I'm a little bit of a history nerd. And I've been glued to, like, this has been interesting stuff to me. I mean, there's been football games and stuff that whatever has been on, not basketball, but football games, baseball games in Korea, that have been on that I really haven't paid much attention to. I'm like, yeah, I can always get back to it, but this is interesting stuff, and it's
Shout out to the
interesting.
KBO.
Shout out to the KBO. They helped me down in the beginning of the summer. It's interesting stuff to watch because it's American democracy at work.
Right.
But to see the way things are working out, I felt it was going to be a close election.
Which it is.
A lot of people did not. There are a lot of people that didn't feel like that. I don't know why. I don't know why people even still pay attention to the polls, because I'm pretty sure them polls aren't going to the areas in which Donald Trump holds the majority of votes.
Of
You know
course
what I
not.
mean? Of supporters. They're probably more so going into the cities, urban area. I shouldn't say urban area, but cities. Cities are where big metropolises, metropolises. I don't know.
Good luck with figuring it out.
But that's probably where he holds. Where that's a lot of Democratic people with that are Democrats or vote democratically or are in those areas. So, you're going to see that. You saw that in the Clinton Trump election. Now you're seeing it in this election. You being from Delaware.
Oh yeah.
You being somebody that really Joe Biden's probably been in the forefront of politics your entire life. You know what I mean? For the most part.
The Clay Monster. Uncle Joe.
How does this, as a Delaware resident, what is this like for you? Because I'm sorry, Delaware has never had a president. Am I right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. I mean, it's politics as usual. And you know me. You've known me for almost 2 decades now. I've never been one, and we talked about this on this show, the little short show that we did a few weeks, maybe a month or a month and a half ago. I'm not too overly involved in politics because it's never been something that to the level, like down to the street, it's impacted me. It's never been, hey, this president did this for us, or this senator did this for us. Now, when it got local, when it got to more of the city council and the mayor, like I remember interacting with our mayor in Wilmington when I was a kid. James Sills, to go back to the early 90s. Like I remember meeting James Sills when I was a kid, and I remember being involved in that level of politics. But even, with Joe Biden and holding his seat at that point in time, it was never anything like it impacted me. I didn't know he was even from Delaware, and I didn't know he was in Delaware until he got further along in his political career. And then it became prominent once he became Barack Obama's running mate. Then it was emphasis on the pride of he's from here. And even yet still, I go back and I argue, right, wrong, or indifferent, what has Joe Biden really done for us as individuals in Delaware? What has he done to make Delaware better? And I can't point to anything specific, I mean, to be completely honest. But at that level of politics, you never see it. So there's
more so your immediately local politics.
Right. So you never see it at that level. So I didn't have any sense of pride or allegiance to Joe Biden. I tell people straight up, I didn't vote for Joe Biden. And I'm a Delawarean. I'm a Black Delawarean. And I know people, it was, man, I got into it online. Yesterday, today, it's been all over the place, just because I have stated that I didn't vote for Joe Biden. I didn't vote for Donald Trump either. I didn't vote for either of the 2 major party candidates because neither one of them resonated with me. So while it's great to be represented on this level by somebody locally, it won't make any difference in my life whether he wins or loses. Which I'm hoping he wins, because as much as I have an indifference of Joe Biden, I truly dislike Donald Trump.
So I have a bit of a different story, a different aspect, and I will have to actually go back to a family member of mine to get the exact details of it. But Joe Biden was a big part in helping a family member of mine open up an African American what was it? It was a library or museum, something. It was something in the area in Chester County.
Okay.
Something that Black folks can go to and see some of their history. You over there cracking up, man? You all right?
So hold on. I gotta cut you right quick. So another former Hawk of ours, another Hawk compadre of ours, Mr. Leon Tillman. He said he thought you lost your Hawks hoodie too, and then secondly, he said there's the three most important Delawareans are Aubrey Plaza, Joe Biden, and then myself, Ryan Hunter. So I had to laugh when he said it.
I don't know who Aubrey Plaza is. Oh, Plaza Hall.
No, Aubrey Plaza. See, yeah, I got to.
I don't know that. I'm not from Delaware though. So
Leon, don't hit him up, Leon. School him when you get a chance.
Is it who Plaza Hall is named after?
No. You're gonna have to Google it after the show or during the show. Or something. You're gonna have to do your research, man. Delawareans, famous Delawareans.
So, that's where we stand. I'm about to sneeze. I'm holding back a sneeze so bad right now.
That's true. I was about to say, go ahead, get it out. Mute the mic. I was gonna say mute the mic and get it out, and I was gonna try to carry the conversation right quick. But now that that's there, hey, number one, bless you first and foremost. I'm glad that your heart didn't stop. But two, Leon, you missed somebody. Leon missed somebody on the famous Delawareans list, which is who we just talked about, Judy Johnson. It would be no me without him. So Judy Johnson definitely appears on that list before me. Delaware's only baseball player in the Major League Hall of Fame. Delaware's lone representation.
215-486-0335. That's the text line for New Tools Race. The text line. Let us know your opinions if you want to join us in a banter or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So that's the presidential election. There's not a whole lot that we really wanted to get into with that. That's the elephant in the room. So
yeah, we got to discuss it just because it's there. But exactly. I had a question for you.
I'm ready to answer it.
And I know, we've had a number of conversations.
You see my lamp in the background? I just want to notice that.
It looked like a bottle of Casamigos, but
it's for baseballs.
Oh, that's baseballs.
Yeah.
Look like a bottle of Casamigos. That's nice. But so I got a question for you. It's been lingering around since the NBA finals were completed. I am a fan of greatness. LeBron has just won another championship and another finals MVP.
Congratulations.
Fourth with his third team.
Didn't have the same feel to it.
Where does he fall in history, and where does this championship rank for him?
Out of his 4 championships, where does it rank?
Yeah.
I would say it ranks. So if I have to rank the championships now, and I've never done that before, so I would have to say, I think the one with Cleveland is number 1.
That's a no-brainer.
Cleveland is number 1. His first one with Miami is number 2, because that was his first.
Right.
I want to say this one with LA is number 3, and then his second one with Miami is number 4. So this one with LA will rank 3rd to me.
I would put the LA championship dead last.
Really?
I would put it dead last. And I know that there's so much surrounding it. It's his 7th. It's hard to put it last because of certain things. It's his 17th season. He is playing at a level beyond where anybody should be playing in their 17th season. he
Hold on,
is.
hold on. You said you're putting this one down. This
Yeah,
last one.
yeah, yeah. The
Now,
LA
does that have
championship, I have
anything
it
to do with
last.
the fact that they did it against your Miami Heat?
I'm speaking as a sports fan and not as a Heat fan.
Okay.
So as much as I don't want that bias to be put there, but I have that LA championship last, man. It's just for me.
Here's part of the reason why I don't. Oh, but go ahead. I'll let you speak your piece first.
No, so the Cleveland was obviously first. I mean, he closed that drought out in Cleveland.
Right.
No major championships. He delivered on the promise. He killed.
And technically that should have been his second one in Cleveland.
It should have. It should
It should
have.
have been his second one, but
He killed the whole Dan Gilbert thing. It
Yeah.
was so that has to go number one for me. And then that first one in Miami because it's his first championship. I do think it was a little marred by the decision. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five.
That killed him. That killed him in a lot of people's. People loved LeBron up until that point.
Until then.
Mm-hmm.
But the second one in Miami, I feel it solidified where he was because he was the star on that team. And as much as he tried to defer to say, hey, this is Dwayne Wade's team, it was here now.
That was his team.
Right. This is mine.
But there was so much firepower on that team that I can't rank it above this one. When you got a guy like Ray Allen coming off the bench.
But so, and that's the thing. People talk about the firepower, but they don't realize how old some of these guys were. Like Ray Allen, if you had told me LeBron had Ray Allen fresh out of UConn, that's a different Ray Allen.
It's a whole different Ray Allen, but that's also but the touch Ray Allen had coming out of UConn was not the touch he had later in his career.
No,
not
at all. He had to change his game. The Mike Millers of the world, Udonis Haslem's
champion Ray Allen.
Like he had some players that became names because they played with LeBron James.
Right.
Like the Mike Millers, and I hate to say like Udonis Haslem because UD has been there through it all.
UD was born there. He was born there, played it, never left.
Mr. 305. He is Miami.
The team he had in Miami, let's take away Wade and Bosh, right? I think he had a stronger team in Miami than he did in LA. If you take away,
I don't know
who do you have in LA? If you
AD,
take away,
so if you take away AD, which was his right hand man,
and then take away, I don't know, pick somebody after that. I don't know, whoever you want to take away. But I feel like the team in Miami was stronger than the team in.
So if you take away AD and Rondo, that team in Miami, I mean, Danny Green was the equivalent of Ray Allen, right? I would.
Yeah, I mean, so
where they are in their careers at that point in time.
It's hard for me to put Danny Green and Ray Allen in the same sentence. Period.
Danny Green had more rings. He had
Robert Horry got more rings than all of them.
he had the big shots. He showed up in the big games and those big moments, just like Ray did. I mean, let's
not forget Adam Morrison got a couple rings too.
Luke Longley got a couple rings. Exactly. I mean, Bill Winnington got rings. I mean, this guy Randy Brown
got rings. So rings really doesn't.
Steve Kerr got rings.
Steve Kerr got rings as a player on two different teams and as a coach.
But Big Shot Bob, he was getting rings everywhere.
That's what I said. Robert Horry, he got rings.
Houston, San Antonio, LA. I mean,
let us know what you think too. You're checking this out. Let you know what you feel. But I gotta rank LA ahead. What did I say? I said Cleveland first, then LA. No, I said Cleveland first, then the first in Miami, then LA, then the second in Miami.
Yeah.
The second one in Miami was like a solidification for him. But the second one in Miami was also, and I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it, was also followed by one of the biggest finals drop-offs in NBA history. To come right back and lose the way they did. They got blown out in almost every game. You know what I mean? And it's the same teams. The same team. They just couldn't, Kawhi Leonard emerged. That's what happened. But with all that being said, congratulations to LeBron James and the Lakers fans. LeBron is are we going to go to that discussion? Is that where you want to go next?
You know that's where I was going.
All right. So I'm different, right? You know I'm different. Because
let me take a sip of my beverage.
Yeah, please take a sip. You're gonna need it. My greatest of all time is never anybody else's greatest of all time. And let me just tell you right now, I'm always right. I'm always right. My greatest of all time is Wilt Chamberlain. He's my greatest of all time. Number 2 would be Kareem. But see, nobody really puts centers in that conversation, right? So I think Wilt Chamberlain, then Kareem, right? And then I'll go Mike. And then I'll probably go Magic. So that's 4 right there, right?
Right.
You ain't asked for top 5, but I'm going to just give you top 5. Number 5 would probably be Kobe.
Ooh.
It would probably be Kobe. I'm a little biased. I'll admit that. As a matter of fact, I might even put Kobe over Magic. I might put Kobe over Magic and make Magic 5. But it's Wilt, Kareem, Mike, Kobe, Magic, Kobe, however you want to do it.
All right. So I'm never gonna disrespect the game and leave off the great Bill Russell. I'm never gonna do that.
And I'm gonna tell you why you should, but go ahead.
I mean, and I
can't argue with it, but I'm going to argue with it anyway.
I completely understand it was a completely different era of basketball. But Bill Russell, when they talk about winning, there was no winner bigger than Bill Russell. And that man is a Celtic legend. He is a basketball legend. He is.
But my question to you would be, when people say that, right?
Right.
Nobody ever mentions the other Hall of Famers that played with Bill Russell. Like nobody ever, like he played with Hall of Famers on that team, right? And I get it, but like, how come none of those guys are ever here's something that, and I'm gonna let you get back to it. Here's something that happens with NBA talk when it comes to greatest, right? I said Wilt, Kareem, blah blah blah, right? Most people don't have centers in that conversation. Okay,
right.
Most people just leave it to guards and forwards. Now, when it comes to guards and forwards, they never go to any guard and forward beyond 1980, ever. But those players that won 11 rings with Bill Russell were also Hall of Famers. They won those 11 rings too.
But I also put them in that category, just like we do when we talk about those Bulls teams. Are they greats because they played with Mike, or would they have been standalone greatness? Here's the caveat to it. They're Hall of Famers. Right. Scottie Pippen's a Hall of Famer. Dennis Rodman's a Hall of Famer. There are Hall of Fame players.
Dennis Rodman was a Hall of Fame before he came to Chicago. He would have been. He would have been a Hall of Fame before he came. He led the league in rebounds many years before he came to Chicago.
If he doesn't have those Chicago years, he doesn't make it. I don't believe that.
If he doesn't make it, it's because of circumstance, not because of talent. It's because he kicked the photographer in the nuts. It's because he had his run-ins with like Madonna, and he had his off the court, he's wearing the wedding dress and all like that. That's why he doesn't make it before Chicago.
Right.
Well, he was a Hall of Fame basketball player.
Scottie Pippen. I mean, you have these guys that came along in their career, and they are what they are because they played with Mike. If you take those guys and you put them, we saw it with Scottie Pippen. We watched him in Portland. We watched him in Houston. He wasn't going to carry a team to greatness.
He played with Mike so long he forgot how to play without Mike. He was not the burden bearer. You're right.
They were yin and yang. They needed each other to survive. Mike didn't win until Phil and Scotty. Period. I mean, not to mention the fact that he got to a washed up point in the NBA where everybody was old, but that's neither here nor there, because I know it's some basketball purists that's going to get on me about that. But you got to be honest that
the basketball purists come for us. I'm ready to talk to them.
Detroit got old real quick.
Detroit got old quick.
Detroit got old. LA got old. Boston got old. He could not beat them. He didn't win till what? Year 9?
No.
Year.
He came at. It was 86. He came out, right? It was 84, 86,
85. I want to say 85.
Why are we not? See,
that's better. Yeah,
gotta go to Google, right?
Hold on. See, now it was different when we were on the podcast, because like I'd be like, "Hey, look, let me just Google this boom right here," and no, they see it. So now we gotta like wing it. But I want to say I know it was 80s because
it was 80s. It was
definitely 80s.
But of course I don't have it right away, right?
84. It's got to be 84. 84, 85.
84.
Yeah.
84 to 93, 95 to 98, and 2001 to 2003.
Right. So it took him 7 years to get off the slide.
Yeah.
And he couldn't beat him alone. And he didn't have Phil Jackson, because it was Doug Collins back then. And then they got Scotty. And that's when they started to develop.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No.
We talk so much about how a player didn't have what a player didn't have, right?
Right.
So, but I feel like that conversation, and it didn't, but I feel like the conversation started with LeBron when he wasn't winning. And it was like he's got nothing around him, which was true. Yeah, he really didn't have much around him, right? He had a decent squad. He had a squad that you would think that had he been better, he could have carried them to something, right? He carried them to a championship, to a finals, not to a championship. Right. We talk about Mike didn't have anything around him, right? But early on, and it's true, right? But when people have the argument with Wilt and Russell, they never say Wilt didn't have what Russell had around him. Never talk about that.
I agree with it though.
Never talk about that.
I completely agree with it, because some of those stuff, I mean, if you want to go back even further, when you talk about Kareem in the Milwaukee days, I mean, he didn't have anything around.
Yeah, Oscar Robertson.
That he had an old Big O. He didn't have a young Big O. He had an old Big O.
I thought he had a young one. Okay. All right.
But he ends up in LA, and even at the beginning of LA,
he won a chip in Milwaukee though.
Yeah, but I mean, what's up? What's gonna happen with Giannis, man? Look, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. We're gonna leave it. I hope he ends up in Miami, but I'm
sure you do.
I don't want any tampering going on.
He's gonna end up in Phoenix.
Look, I'm hearing rumors that they're trying to move Devin Booker up out of there.
They're gonna bring him to play with Devin Booker. He's gonna end up in Phoenix. I would love to see Giannis in Phoenix. I would love to see Phoenix emerge as a legit contender again.
Man,
I don't know why. I just would like to see it. I feel like the contenders out in the West are boring. They are. They're boring.
It's basketball is boring right now, and I hate to say it that way.
Portland was the 9th seed, right?
Not
a boring seed, but I mean, not a boring team. But you had Utah. As good as Utah is, they got a little bit of a boring factor
because they play inside out. It's Rudy Gobert and Spider.
When I say that, right? When I say boring, I'm not talking about the way they play. It's just there's no pizzazz to it. They're a good team, but you don't get excited about them playing.
Because you think it was Stockton Malone. Like it's that type of culture. It's we play the game the right way. It's San Antonio. It's vanilla basketball.
The teams in the West I get excited about are Denver. I get excited about Denver.
The Joker.
And it's probably just because of this recent playoff run that they had. Because before this recent playoff run, they were just kind of a very good team to me. Who else? I get excited about the Clippers. Surprisingly, I don't get excited about the Lakers. Right. I just don't. I don't know why. I just don't.
It's
Because
gotta be.
probably
It's
because
gotta.
LeBron is older now. I mean, he's still playing at a high level, but he's older now, and he's not as exciting as he was 10 years ago. He ain't
What?
consistently, he's just not. He's not as exciting as he was 10 years ago. He's not. He's not.
I don't know if I can agree with that. I mean, but
I
you
mean,
know,
go look. Just what's this? Go look at his highlights from 2010, and I have no idea. I'm just putting it out there. Go look at his highlights from 2010, and go look at his highlights from 2020 until you tell me which ones are more exciting.
Look, I think if you pull up the highlight reel for 2020, you're gonna be like, "Damn, he did that." See, but here's another issue with 2020 basketball. That gap, that layoff from COVID, you forget all of the stuff because if you go back, like if you go back, and I won't say I don't, it helped a lot of teams. It helped a lot of teams.
It helped the Sixers.
Well, the Sixers were trash on the road.
Hey, watch, careful.
Look, but I'm stating facts. They were trash on the road, and they were forced to take the rest of the season on the road. If we had said that the bubble were Philly, they probably champs. They probably champs right now if the bubble was in Philly.
Probably champs right now if they kept Jimmy.
I strongly agree, but I'm glad that Jimmy's in South Beach.
Elton. Hey. Let Jimmy get out of here. Elton.
Hey, that was a Brett Brown problem. And Jimmy said it. He said he don't like coaches that's soft. He said he doesn't like. He said
wait 1 year, man.
He didn't want to play under Brett Brown for another year. He said he doesn't like coaches that don't push talent, and that's what was happening. Brett Brown wasn't pushing Joel Embiid. Brett Brown wasn't pushing Ben Simmons, and he definitely wasn't going to push Jimmy Butler. Coach Spo, I give Coach Spo so much credit because a lot of people didn't think Spo deserved a job when he got that job.
Absolutely. Absolutely right.
And then they thought the winning in Miami had nothing to do with coaching. It had to do with the talent that they brought in.
I personally am one that said, like, I know that coaching had a lot to do with it. Oh, but yeah. I believe talent prevailed. I believe talent was the prevailing factor on that team. I believe this team that went to the finals, I believe the coaching was the prevailing factor along with the talent.
Well, so that first year where they lost to Dallas, that showed, hey, shut up and listen, because they lost and it was all about not being coached by Spo. And
they thought they had it in the bag.
They thought they had it off of pure talent.
One of not 6, not 7. They thought they was on number 1. They thought it'd be easy.
And then it was, well, now you got to listen to Spo and let the coaching get you there instead of being that floor general and relying on your athleticism and your talent. Now let's use strategy. And then they came back and they used strategy, and they used the strategy to win. But that was the issue. And that's why I say, that first one was very important in Miami because it established Spo as well. And we saw last year.
I got it ranked as number 3 on my 3 on my list.
They thought Miami was going to be a lottery team this year. And Miami.
No, I didn't.
A lot of people.
I said when y'all got Jimmy, I said congrats. When y'all got Iggy, I was like, oh yeah, y'all win in the East.
And you know me, I hate giving up young pieces. So I was sick when we lost Justice Winslow. Like, I didn't want to see Justice Winslow move.
He's a Dookie too.
Because I felt like, well, yeah, that's another part of the bias. But I felt like we had that really young, great core, and it all started to come together. But it prevailed. Jimmy was a missing piece, and Jimmy is gonna hold it down. There, Tyler Hero emerged, boy. Here's
the thing, and you can take this one to the bank. Miami can't sneak up on anybody next year.
No, not at all.
Miami's going to have a target on their back, so it's going to be a whole different. It's going to be a whole different type of season for them. Everybody, especially in the East, everybody in the East is going to be gunning for Miami because they're the champions. They're the champions of the East,
And that's how it goes.
and that's just how it is. So now these young fellas, and I'm not saying it was easy, but the road to the finals for these young fellas from last year is going to be different this year. They're going to take their licks. They're going to get tested this year. They're going to get tested by the Celtics. They're going to get tested by Milwaukee if Milwaukee still has Giannis. They're going to be tested by Philly. Hell, they may even be tested in their own state by Orlando. I know it sounds crazy, but don't sleep on Orlando. Orlando's making their come up. As long as they, bring their talent back, they're making their come up. So, it's going to be very interesting in that realm of things.
I agree.
Still keeping an eye on this. Still keeping an eye on this election here. And Trump only leads Georgia by 1,900 votes.
Wow. 1902 for Georgia, 11,438 for Nevada. Biden still has that lead. 42,000, excuse me, in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania. And then that Arizona lead widened up a little bit, up to 46,000. This is major, man. This is major.
Stuff. This is fun stuff for me. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's fun stuff.
This is major. I'm excited about these numbers. I want to see. So, you know what? I want to shift gears a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the conversation that I had earlier, because I commented on a post. A friend of mine who shall remain nameless had a post about the people in Delaware who voted for Kanye West. So
Kanye was on your ballot?
Yes, Kanye was on the ballot. He wasn't on the official ballot. He was on the write-in. He was on the write-in portion. So they give you a list of eligible write-in names.
Right.
He was on the eligible write-ins. 66 people at the time of the counting had voted for Kanye West. So
let me pause real quick. I'm gonna let you get right back to it real quick. There is a wealthy man in Delaware. I don't even know if he's still alive. It's a wealthy man in Delaware. I don't remember his name, but he runs for president almost every election. He never makes it to on the ballot or on the podium for debates or anything like that. Do you know who that is?
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay, then never mind. Continue what you were saying. Your conversation with your friend.
No, I mean I'm trying to think of who would be that candidate from Delaware.
I know how I can find out. So don't even worry about it. I know.
Okay.
He may not still even run anymore, but I know.
But she posted the 66 people who voted for Kanye West are nincompoops.
In Delaware, 66 people in Delaware.
Yes, 66 people in Delaware. So, me being the antagonist that I am, I went and commented on it. I said, well, 65 other people are allowed to have their own opinions, implying that I was the 66th. So it's amazing, like the flow of people who immediately started coming on that post and bashing me.
Because they thought you were one of the people that voted for Kanye.
Right. So
it really didn't matter in Delaware.
It didn't. And, I brought up the fact that, one, I felt like they were all acting like Trump supporters at that point because it was bashing somebody who differed than you. So my opinion was different than yours. So automatically I'm wrong and I'm a moron and I'm stupid and I'm a disgrace to the electoral process. But
you have never mind. Go ahead. Continue.
Right. So, I said, let's just be educated on a few different things. Number one.
Did they know you were offered free Yeezys for your vote?
No, but I did get the hood. I did get the hoodie. But, so a few things that I brought up. One, popular vote is really insignificant, especially in Delaware, because we knew that 75% of Delaware was voting for Biden anyway. So my singular vote holds no weight in Delaware, period. we know that the Electoral College is what decides the president. It's not essentially us as individuals, it is the electoral process. Now, somebody then wanted to call me stupid because I referred to the Electoral College and saying that that process itself is flawed, which it is. Those individuals do not, and let me rephrase how I worded it. So we know that you can win the popular vote, which Hillary did in 2016, and still not win the presidency. It happened. We've seen it before. We saw Gore win the popular vote. He didn't win the election. So again, individual voting doesn't hold as much weight as we say it does. And then we also saw in 2016 where electors in Washington State and in Colorado both decided to go rogue and go against what their state voted. So these electors had no allegiance to what the popular vote was in their state. So at this point, what does my vote really mean if the Electoral College is what decides the presidency? So right now, everything that we're looking at on television is all speculation. Because those electors, when they go to vote next month, they may or may not fall in line with what we picked as people. Yeah. So my whole idea was, hey, let's wait and see how it plays out. And then what I also did, I posted on my page, and I posted it, and I didn't say any names, but I framed it as, here is the platform of a political candidate. In seeing this, would this be somebody that you voted for? And people looked at it and said yes, not realizing that that was Kanye West's platform.
Just because you posted it, I'd have been like, nah, because I would have known you was up to something.
But well, I mean, you know me, but I post stuff to make people think a little bit. And his platform wasn't anything that was bad. And I mean, obviously, there's no candidate that's going to post a crappy platform unless you're Donald Trump. His platform just wasn't the greatest.
His platform was "Make America Great Again." That was his whole thing.
I mean,
that wasn't a slogan. That was his platform.
Well, but we forget.
Just playing Trump supporters, just playing. Go ahead.
But we forget that was Ronald Reagan's as well. So it's not like anything that he did was new. He ran somebody else's race and was successful doing it. He followed a blueprint similar to what you do in business. He's a businessman. He took somebody's winning idea and duplicated it. Right. In my mind, that's genius.
He did what he had to do to win.
He did what he was supposed to do to win.
His job is to win the election.
His tactics, especially this evening with that little press conference he did, that was shameful. That was shameful.
I didn't see the. Are you talking about the election night or today?
Tonight.
I didn't see it tonight.
You were out. Yeah. He went on and he basically said, in Philly, in Detroit, in Phoenix, it's all a scam. In Atlanta, it's all a scam controlled by Democrats. He said that they're stealing the election. It was a joke. I mean, he really went on, and he said he made a bunch of
those seeds for months,
for a long time. He went on with these baseless claims. He said that there were people trying to see what was going on, and they were blocked out. He said there were people that were there that were going to get violent. It was crazy because we all know that none of it's true. We could watch it on television, and they even brought in the Department of Elections officials pretty much in each of those locales and said, hey, is there any validity to what he's saying? And they all said the same thing. Here's the process. Here's what's going on. There are also cameras there inside of the facilities, and everything is controlled by Republican and Democrats. So they're there both jointly. It's not just one party that's there and it's all Democrat run facilities. with all staff that are all Democrat. It doesn't work that way. And it was just ridiculous to hear his baseless claims. And actually, I want to say it was Rick Santorum who came on afterwards and pretty much denounced everything that he said. And he was like, as a Republican, this is bad. He was like, and I can't back him up at all.
He's kind of been on that same type tip for this whole election time, and he is a Republican. And I don't know if I was talking to you or a friend of mine, but this is totally off topic. But Rick Santorum was wearing a suit, right? You saw him wearing a suit,
right?
But they showed like a side view, and he had on some Chucks. I thought that was kind of funny. He got on a suit with some Chucks. Got to be comfortable, though, right? Yeah, this was the first night.
I want to say thank you to Steve, and please, I apologize if I butcher your last name, Rojak.
Steve Rojak. Steve,
yes.
What's up?
But I appreciate your comment. Let me read Steve's comment. It says, Joe Biden has received more votes than any one candidate in presidential election history. Right now, that means nothing. If he wins, it means a great deal. And then he said, by the way, you guys are great. So thanks you again, Steve. We appreciate you. Thank you for checking us out, man.
So if you know, if you've been watching what I've been watching, because they just said it not too long ago, and they said the same thing that Steve said. Joe Biden has the most votes in election history.
Right.
You know the second most?
It's not Barack. I want to say it was Donald Trump.
Yeah. In this election.
Yeah. Because he had more than already has more than Hillary had 4 years ago. So
think about that. Think about the turnout.
And what's crazy is that there's still, like, I think they said there were like 20-some% of eligible voters that did not show up. There were 200,000 eligible voters in Delaware that did not turn out.
Here's what I have to say to the people that are eligible to vote but always decide not to vote. This is what I want to say about that. Voting is your choice, your decision.
Agree.
I will not deny you that or anything. That it's your decision. But when you decide that you're not going to vote because you don't like a presidential candidate, do remember that even if you don't like any candidate that's on the ballot for president, for governor, for whatever, even your local candidates, remember that every ballot has questions on it that's going to affect your community immediately.
Correct.
Okay. You can go in there and vote on that stuff. I know Philly itself had 4 questions. Well, one of them was like, should Philadelphia take out some $1 billion loan to do this, that, and a third? Another one was like, should they? There was 4 questions. I can't remember them all. If you look up on Ballotopedia, if you want to see what the questions were in Philly. But those are things that you can vote on, and you don't even have to vote on a candidate. But you're now a registered voter who matters. And you've gone to the booth and your registration or however your voters report card, which I get every year, and I do pretty well.
Straight A's.
It's out there.
Yeah. So in reference to what you were saying, I want to say a huge congratulations to New Jersey, who voted to legalize recreational. New Jersey, we stand with you.
At least I think there was 4 states: Jersey, Oregon. I want to say, was it Oregon? Oregon either voted to legalize recreational use or voted to legalize the medicinal use of, I'm going to say this wrong, psychedelics, but that's not the word.
I believe it is psychedelics because it includes
but there's
mushrooms.
But there's another word. I forgot what it is, but they've legalized that. But I think it was Mississippi. Mississippi, I believe. Mississippi might have been medicinal. New Jersey was recreational, and there was 2 other. I want to say Utah or something. I was kind of surprised. It was like Utah or one of the Dakotas or Wyoming or something. But those things are on the ballot. Those are things that you can vote for. Now, they have to. I know they're trying to get it onto the Pennsylvania ballot to vote in Pennsylvania.
So just to chime in on that, it says Arizona and Montana as well as South Dakota. Also,
sounded like that song. We taking over Arizona, Montana, Minnesota. I don't even know what they say, but you know what I'm talking about.
You know what it made me think of? It made me think of the Chappelle Show skit when he was like, "We're gonna go to Arizona, and then we're gonna go to Minnesota."
So let me tell you about that. Let me tell you about that clip, right? So that clip happened in what was it, the 08 election? No, that happened in it was the 08 election.
I want to say it was 2008.
It was the 08 election. I was working in the news at that time, and that clip of that guy doing that, basically that clip lost him the primary, right?
Yeah.
That thing lost him because he was winning. It was Howard Dean, if I remember correctly. If I remember, it was Howard Dean, and he was winning. He was killing them in the primary. And then after that, his numbers just went completely down. But us in the news, in our control room, that was like the inside joke for a couple years after that whole thing happened. Yeah. That was the man. I will never forget that.
Hey Jay, we got a special comment for you, so I want to chime in on that.
How come nobody's comment? Y'all can comment on YouTube too, so I can put your comments on there.
It says, "What's your nose running on camera? See, that's what you get for laughing at me."
That must be Mrs. Watson. Must be Mrs. Watson. At least I sometimes mute the mic before I blow my nose. I'm just saying. Yes, this is payback. Yes, it is.
Yo, we said we weren't going to do a whole hour show. We were going to keep it short, and we weren't going to do a whole hour.
It's because you started talking about LeBron, and that's what happened. We weren't even supposed to go back to the election, but we did. But you started talking about LeBron, and then my top five: Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, and then Magic Johnson and Kobe are right there. You flip them.
You know what? You cut me off. I didn't even get past number one. I just now thought about that.
Oh, we'll start over because I don't even remember who your number one was.
Bill Russell was number one.
Oh yeah. I sure did cut you off.
I didn't get past Bill Russell.
Man, that's a touchy subject for me. But go ahead.
Bill Russell 1, LeBron 2, Mike 3, Kobe 4, and I know this is the one that's going to piss off a lot of people because
Larry Bird number 5.
I've moved him in front of a lot of greatness, and it's no discount to Magic. It's no discount to Kobe. It's no discount to all of
KD
to Larry Legend. It's no discount to all of these guys.
Larry need to be in there.
The big fundamental, Tim Duncan.
I'm not mad at that, but I am.
It's Timmy. But yo, Matt, look, we gotta cut this short. We gotta do it again soon because we done hit this hour mark, and I know we said we wasn't gonna do it, but this is what we do when we get on Intelligent Ignorance. We go and we talk, and this is one of those episodes that we're going to come back and talk about the same topics again next week because the election will probably be closed out.
It may not be over next week.
The election may still be going on.
Yo, Georgia, they both have 49.4% of the vote, even though Trump is still up. They both have 44%.
Yeah, because the margin of error.
Yeah.
And I want to say there's still. I think they said it was like 10,000 votes still left to count.
Nevada's up. I mean, Biden's up in Nevada by less than a percentage point. North Carolina. Trump's going to win North Carolina, right? We got it.
Oh, yeah, that was a given. So North Carolina is already his. Maine is already his. The 2 electors in Maine. So even though they're not putting those on the map yet because they haven't closed out, he is going to win those. Okay. So we can already give him those numbers. I want to say it was 2 in Maine. It was like another 15 in North Carolina. So another 17 to his vote puts him at 230. And that's why they were saying he needs Georgia and Pennsylvania to win. He can't win without the two.
Okay.
But Biden at this point can win with either Pennsylvania or the combination of Arizona, Nevada.
Right.
So he's in the driver's seat. He literally would have to get swept across the board.
It's his race to lose.
Right. It is.
But it's
his
so
race.
close. It's so close, though. It's so
Yeah.
close. Like, I know we said that, the Bush Gore one was closer, but I just feel like the numbers themselves are just so. The numbers themselves are so close in these battleground states. It's crazy.
So, and I want to say something, and I don't want to disrespect any Trump supporters who may be watching, listening, whatever. But I saw a post earlier today, and it was from a Trump supporter who is no longer my friend on social media. Yes, I'm that guy that once I recognize you are a Trump supporter, I will remove you, because my issue with Trump is not his politics. It is his respect for human decency, or lack thereof. And one of these individuals who was my friend on social media, a former coworker of mine, posted that today feels like September 11th all over again.
Oh my God. No, it does not.
And the
No, it does not.
the
Oh, my
disrespect in that comment, one, me being a veteran, and I've done multiple tours to Afghanistan, me being a veteran and seeing that comment, it put that individual in a completely different light to me. And I just have to say that some people's rhetoric is indicative of exactly what our president is spewing. And he has given that comfort level to people to make these sorts of insensitive and inappropriate and inflammatory comments. And it's truly unbelievable that somebody could say this feels like September 11th. And I don't think, and I know where I was September 11th. I know what I was doing. I know the moment.
Me too.
That is what pushed me to join the United States military, and in support of a country and a war that, one, didn't love me, but
Still don't.
that's
Sorry.
a whole nother story.
Sorry,
No,
I know.
I get you. I trust me. I don't want to go on that tangent right now, but it's one of those things that, how dare you? It's almost as ridiculous as people saying that kneeling for the flag is insensitive. It's on that.
We're not going to get there.
It's on that level of ignorance and stupidity. What are they calling? Which one they calling?
They ain't calling anything yet, but
okay.
Georgia has gotten 200 closer for Biden.
Wow.
And now my signal just went up.
These numbers this is amazing. The numbers keep changing. Look, and low key, I've been trying to get you to wrap up the show for the last 3 minutes so we can kind of focus on the election. But I get it.
It's not going to be done tonight, so it doesn't matter.
I dig it. But yeah, I saw that comment, and I figured, instead of responding, it's best that I remove you from access to me.
September 11th happened, right? And I remember going to class that morning, because it was a Tuesday morning, and the classes start at 9:30. There was 8 o'clock classes, then there was 9:30. Most people had a 9:30 class Tuesday morning. And I remember going to class, and my teacher had no idea, because there was a reason. She traveled from Bear, Delaware to Princess Anne, Maryland on a daily basis. So when it happened, she was in the car.
Right.
So she had no idea. I guess, she wasn't listening to the news, probably listening to music or whatever, but she had no idea. She had no idea that happened.
I was about to say, how do you miss that? Because all radio signals would have cut off, because they cut off communications at that point. So she wouldn't have been able to listen to the radio.
Well, it's probably a CD or tape.
I was about to say it had, because there were no iPods.
Because you're not going to be listening to the radio from the same station from that distance.
Right. Well, you could listen. You could listen to OC 103, because that's what took you there. So
from Bear.
yeah, I can get that here, but that's the only thing I'm gonna
Oh,
get.
okay.
Yeah.
That's
So that
interesting.
would be the only thing that would get me on that drive
But
down
you
one.
would have heard it. You would have
Yeah.
heard about it.
But they cut out all communication. So there were no radios. There were no, so she had to like be listening to a CD or a tape or, because there were no iPods.
Or listening to herself think.
Because there were no iPods at that time. There were
No.
no, there was no XM radio. There was no Sirius satellite.
There was
So,
XM radio.
well, XM radio was for rich people at that point. There was
I surely didn't have it. I wanted it, but I surely didn't have it.
XM radio was for rich people because it was a standalone device at that point. They didn't. I don't even think it was in cars at that point. I think it was like
it was in cars. You could there was the standalone device in cars. I mean, I only know this because I was in the car audio at Best Buy, so I remember selling it, and it was very new at the time, and they were Sirius was on Kenwood, XM was on Pioneers.
So
that's what I remember.
So in spirit of our old podcast days, what I actually just did, I just Googled it. It says XM satellite service officially launched September 25th, 2001. So it would have been 2 weeks after.
That's crazy. Oh, you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right because now I remember. I had just got my car. That summer. I worked at Best Buy the next summer. So yeah, you're absolutely right. I thought I worked at. I thought I got the car at the end of the summer, not the beginning.
Which car? The white one? Oh man, that was classic.
Pearl, baby.
That car was classic.
Pearl, baby, went all up and down the East Coast, baby.
There were some stories in that car, boy.
Pearl was a trooper.
We took that car up and down Route 1 to 95, back around. Whew.
Out Alaska to Virginia to Minnesota. I don't know. whatever he says in that song. But look, let's wrap this up, man, because I know, I said we wasn't going to be on here long. Here we are going on an hour and 15 minutes. So that just goes to show you that we back.
They missed us. We missed them. We here. And we're going to make this a little more frequent.
And look, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, New Tools Radio YouTube channel. There you can actually comment on the show there, and I can put your comments on live. So when you do that, it makes it easier for all of us. All right. But look, for any last words before we get out of here?
Oh man, the contest, and we didn't get to talk about the contest.
Oh, are we ready for it?
So it'll be launching tomorrow, but I'm giving everybody that's on here with us tonight a little bit of advance notice on it. Make sure you are following Blue Demon Athletics Incorporated on Instagram and on Facebook. We will be announcing the rules of the competition tomorrow. But one big thing about it is you need to text 215-486-0335 and join our community. Details are going to go out. It will only be for eligible partners of ours. So if you are not texting that number and you have not subscribed and joined us, then you will not be eligible. That is one of the stipulations. So that's the heads up. I'm not even going to give all the detail till tomorrow. I want y'all to see it. And also, happy World Vegan Month. That people just let me know about it because of our challenge, and I've been posting every day what I've been doing and what I've been eating, and people are asking, what are you doing? And I'm like, hey, me and my man Jay Watson Radio Man on Instagram are involved in the challenge with each other.
I'm sorry, I was pointing to myself. That's why.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
no, you're good. You're good.
I thought you was pointing to the mic. That's why I'm like, oh, let me speak into the mic. But so we started this challenge on the 1st. We are 5 days in. It is a meatless month for us. No puns intended. Please don't take that the wrong way. Yes, I don't know if I was supposed to say pause or no homo after that statement, but we are not eating chicken, beef, pork, none of that. If it's an animal in
No meat, no
in
chicken meat, no pork meat, no beef
if
meat,
it's
no fish
if
meat.
it's an animal in meat
Lamb,
form. Now hold on now,
no
because
lambs, no rams,
I
no
thought
hams.
potatoes, tomatoes. That's all we eating. Potatoes, tomatoes.
I
Uh,
had falafel yesterday.
oh, shout out to Go Vegan. I went there the other night. Had the the seafood salad. It was crab salad, but it's not with the K, so it's the imitation crab. It was
Okay.
actually really good, and I had their vegan mac and cheese, which was absolutely amazing. I told Sean I would be back up there soon, so I got to go back up there and rap with him probably this weekend. I'm gonna get in there and bust down some of this vegan goodness.
Mhm.
It's been a little bit of a challenge. I'm not even gonna front, because every day. Did you see my post about the Chick-fil-A chickens?
Was that the one who was like sitting in a barber shop chair?
Yes.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yo, it was hilarious. It's been a challenge for me because and we don't like to publicize people's businesses on here, but my allegiance to that #1 chicken spot out of Atlanta, Georgia.
I like
just,
Zaxby's better.
I do my thing with the fila. So
Chick-fil-A is good. I ain't gonna lie, but
man,
I like Zaxby's personally.
So I've been laying low. Impossible cheesesteak. I had that. I had Go Vegan Philly twice this week. I had the wrap, the flatbread joint that you told me about at the Wawa, the veggie joint.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. They didn't have the spicy brown, so I ended up getting honey mustard, which was still on point. It was still on point. I like that. Just trying different things, and it's kind of opened me up, and it's regulated my system over the last 5 days. So I'm probably clean as a whistle, boy. Clean as a whistle.
I wasn't ready for that one. But I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. So
how's it been for you?
It hasn't been as difficult as I thought it would be. It has been I just avoiding the meat, you know what I mean? Pause. I the first, I don't even remember what I had the first day, but I do remember last night I had falafel sandwich on a long roll. Today I had pizza actually today with green peppers and onions. I made some vegetarian ravioli the other night that maybe I messed up because I might have been the only one to eat it that actually liked it.
Was it a little tough?
Man, it was perfect, man. I don't know. It was perfect.
I'll have to hit up the missus and see how it was.
She ain't look. I'll be eating the rest of it, so don't even worry about that.
Miss Watson, if you still watching, let us know how that vegetarian ravioli was.
You can leave a comment and let us know. You can comment on the post. But yeah, I mean, I've been holding on. I feel like we've been doing it a lot longer than it's only been a few days. It's only been 5 days.
5 days.
It's been a lot longer.
I feel like it's been 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And when it feels like it's going to take forever to get to the 2 weeks, even though we got 4 weeks to do it.
As I say, we got 25 more days.
But it's really not. I mean, it's hard, but it's not hard. Like it's really about making the right choice.
Yeah.
And just choosing not to
and fighting the temptation.
Yeah.
Because you don't realize how much food is around you until you don't eat. Mm-hmm. Right. So it's like, all right, where's my healthy options? Like in the morning, I'm eating Honey Nut Cheerios. And I haven't eaten cereal.
Matter, right?
Right. And I haven't eaten cereal in a long time for breakfast because usually, and I'm not even going to front, I like to consume bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits or bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches first thing in the morning. That's my go-to routine for breakfast. So going away from that and just sticking to a basic bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios, I've grabbed some yogurt, just simple stuff. But one of my friends hit me up and was like, hey, are you guys doing this in honor of World Vegan Month? And I was like, no. Nobody knew what in the hell World Vegan Month was.
We just kind of challenge each other.
Now that you're telling me, yes, we are doing it in honor of World Vegan Month.
Right. Even though it's not a vegan challenge.
It is no, not
It's
at
a
all.
meat
It's not
based
a. It's yeah, exactly. It's not a vegan challenge, and we kept saying vegan like the first time we talked about it,
right. That's because we had
confusing
just came from
ourselves.
Go Vegan.
We came from Go Vegan,
Yeah.
so yes, it is a vegetarian challenge, and if we finish it, nobody gets anything except for our gratitude and appreciation for supporting us through it. If
But
one of us,
okay, go ahead. Because I was going to
if
tell them how to cash in if we don't do it.
if one of us fails, there will be four
Three.
$25. I thought we said four. I thought we said four.
If one of us fails, it was 3. If both of us fail, it was 6.
I mean, I'll go with 3. I'm fine with it. So
We'll have to go back to the
3.
tape.
No, we don't need to go back to it. This is the new tape. So if one of us fails, 3 $25 gift cards will be given. We will raffle those off. Not raffle, but we'll randomly pick from our subscribers. So again, that's why we said subscribe at 215-486-0335 for all of our updates. But we're going to give away 3 if one of us fails. If both of us fail, we are giving away 6. So I'm not even going to front. I already went ahead and bought my 3. But here's why. Here's my logic in it. Here's my logic in it. I was going to shop on Amazon anyway for the holidays.
Might as well go ahead and use them.
So since I have those 3, what I'm going to do is keep them until December 1st, because if we don't have anybody that wins, I get to buy those Christmas presents with them.
There you go.
So it's already there. Now, I think my only slip up could come on Thanksgiving. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, so the only saving grace to that with the Thanksgiving thing is I don't know what I'm doing Thanksgiving.
Like, I don't think anybody in the world knows.
Yeah, I don't know. So I might be all right. Only thing I really want is my wife's mac and cheese. Like we eat a lot of turkey during the year, so I'm all right. But I don't need no turkey. We eat a lot of chicken during the year. I don't need that. The beef, you know, I'm good. I honestly, the only I think after we're done this challenge, maybe the only thing I go back to eating is fish.
I can dig it. Well, and so
then every once in a while, something else as a treat.
So, and I don't know if you saw it on my Instagram or not, but I put 61-day challenge because for me personally, I am, and it's not this, but it's a 61 days of healthy choices. So I'm moving into the new year because we started on November 1st, so there's 61 days left until the new year begins. So I'm doing 61 days of health. And what I'm trying to do is focus on just getting in a better daily health routine going into the new year and building that habit the right way, because most people come into the new year and say, hey, I want to lose weight. I want to get in shape. I want to eat better. Like, start it in advance and then carry it into the new year instead of just going into day 1, January 1st, 2021, saying, hey, I want to do X, Y, Z. And then a lot of people fall off, 2-3 months into it.
2-3 days and
days into it. I wanted to give people more credit.
Usually by mid-February, March, people have fallen off of the wagon.
But it's because they haven't taken the time to build that lifestyle change.
Right.
And I think leading up to it, for me, especially doing it through the 2 hardest food times of the year, which are Thanksgiving and Christmas, to do it and have that consistency through those time periods will lead me right into the new year.
Absolutely. On a whole new leaf. Change it over. We need 2021 to be better.
It will be. It will be. New president, new year.
Maybe. Unless you're just speaking it into existence.
Hey, look, we will claim it here first on Intelligent Ignorance. Joe Biden has won the election. Not Joe Budden, Joe Biden.
Wouldn't that be funny? President Buttons. Talking about people. He would be the black Donald Trump, right?
I apologize that my final word went 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, that was your final show. What? I guess it's my turn now, right? Because I was almost about to start talking about something else.
Hey, keep it short.
All right. So my final word is, man, get out there and vote 2 days ago. Make sure your vote is counted. All right. And without that being said, for R. Hunter and myself, I want to thank y'all for checking out Intelligent Ignorance. We are back. We are
Yes,
back
sir.
on this platform, but you can still catch us on Spotify, Spreaker, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, whatever the case may be. You can catch us on all those places. All right. So for R. Hunter and myself, I want to thank y'all for checking this out. And we'll talk to y'all next time. We out of here. Peace.